good day. This is Cast Iron ASMR with my Marvel superhero trading cards from 1991. I found this binder full of all my superhero trading cards that I bought. I'm not sure if I have the entire series. We'll take a look. And I'll tell you some stuff that I remember about the characters. I was mostly a Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man. But Spider-Man would have these other superheroes appearing in his comics, so I learned about Iron Man, the Punisher. Cable didn't come. Not the X-Men so much, but Human Torch. He had a rivalry with the Human Torch because they were both teenagers. So this is number 1. So it goes like 1, 2, 3. So we'll just take a look. I'll tell you a few things. Here's Spider-Man. Card number 1. This is by artist Eric Larson. And specifically, they had a bunch of different artists doing the cards. But at this time, I was collecting The Amazing Spider-Man, which Eric Larson was the artist for. And I remember this Spider-Man costume. And if you notice, it's black and red. It's not blue. And it doesn't have blue highlights. It's straight up black in those parts. And he wore this costume for like a three comic storyline. And at the end, it got all ripped and tattered. So only the keen observer might notice that he had this different costume, and then it got ripped up, and then he didn't have one like that. They have like the power ratings. So Peter has 4 strength, 3 speed. He's got a lot of agility. He's like a spider. Stamina, durability, and intelligence. He's got 4 intelligence. So Spider-Man, Daredevil. He was kind of the knockoff Spider-Man. The low-budget Spider-Man. The Thing with the Fantastic Four. So, 1991, I had been collecting comic books for a couple of years. There's Marvel Girl, Phoenix, Submariner. My friend was collecting Submariner. He says, "Oh, this guy's great. He's like Aquaman." Except for he's got this really bad haircut. He's got like a, what's that called? Like a buzz cut. Oh, it doesn't show it really good there. Usually, anyway. He says, "No, he's really cool." And I was like, "Oh, he's got like elf ears." He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What?" Okay, oh yeah, you can see it. Right down on his ankles here. He's got little wings. Little wings on his ankles. I thought that was the lamest thing. Oh, he can fly, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's because he can fly." What, with his little wings on his ankles? And he can breathe underwater. Pick a power, boy. Shadow Cat. I think there was a Weezer song about Shadow Cat. Mr. Fantastic, Iceman. Captain Britain, Nightcrawler. Yeah, my one buddy, he collected way more comics than me, and so I know about several of these heroes. This was, who are these guys? Excalibur. And they were like the UK superheroes like Avengers, Captain Britain. I never got into it. Nightcrawler, he was popular. I think he was on Excalibur too, maybe? So we got the, hey, wasn't the Human Torch on this one? Oh no, okay, Human Torch. Iron Man. The Punisher. Cable, oh god. This guy here came out with the big shoulder pads. He was pretty popular, I think. First appearance, New Mutants, 87, March 1990. At this time, so 87, I think Deadpool was first appeared in New Mutants 99 or 98, something like that. And at one point I thought, oh, I should collect some different comics. And I don't know what I had to do, but my friends were going to the comic store. I said, well, can you pick me up? And I thought, just from looking at the ads in the comics, I said, can you pick me up New Mutants? And then he brought it back. And I read it, and I think it was like, I don't know if I still have it, but if Deadpool started in like 98 or something, I bet it was like 93. I was just a few issues off when it got good, or at least popular, I suppose. Night Thrasher. Here's a, this guy was newish. So lame, 90s superhero. At least by my... Did he ride a skateboard? He had like 2 sticks. Murder, da, da, da. Oh yeah, he's part of the New Warriors. I thought he rode a skateboard. Maybe I'm thinking of the other guy. So even at the time that I had this, I mean, I got them in these things. But me and my friend, you'd play the games like you do with the hockey cards. Set them up, do the different things, flipping them, like flinging them. Yeah. Puck, he's the Canadian. Oh, I gotta get that. Yeah. Okay, and so if that's not good, she's going to money back. What's that telling me? Okay, I'll get her. Right. Sorry about that. Did the crackling fire soothe your weight. So yesterday, it's been very cold, but yesterday was so warm, it was like -9, the high in Canada, but then today is -27. Scarlet Witch, she was popular. I think they made a show about the Scarlet Witch. And that other guy, the Vision, maybe? No, I don't know. But these were such recheck characters, at least by my standards. Or like what me and my friends are. Yeah. Oh, there's the Vision. Silver Sable, she was in the Spider-Man comics. Union Jack. Oh, hello, kitty. Havoc. Havoc was popular. And I said, what's that thing on his head? He's got this thing here. His helmet thing with these bands. And he'd shoot his circles at you. They were coming out with so many superheroes. Like, okay, I have this guy, I have these crazy powers. And they're like, well, okay, what's his backstory going to be? How did he get the powers? He's a mutant. Then they didn't have to think about it anymore. Speedball. He was a new hero. He was part of the new mutants. The new, is that what they're called? New warriors. Yeah, these guys weren't mutants, I don't think. That's good art. That's Arthur Adams. My friend said, oh, I got this new Warriors comic. It's pretty good. I said, okay, well, what are the guys like? He's like, oh, there's a guy, Speedball, he's really cool. And I said, well, what's his power? It's like, well, if something hits him, then he bounces away. And the more he hits stuff, it ricochets, the faster he goes. So he'll like jump out in front of a truck to get going. There's the Sasquatch. Wonder Man. Oh wait, was it the Wonder Man? Yeah, Wonder Man. I had issue number 1 under my couch on my deck for years before reading it one summer. And I thought, oh, you know, as bad as this is, it's kind of cool. He first appeared in Avengers number 9. That sounds weird because everyone knows Wonder Woman. But DC didn't pick up Wonder Man, so both the companies, everyone was trying to snatch up all the names. I want to do it before the other guy does it. Firestar. Angelica Jones. She first appeared, not X-Men 193 from 85. Nope. She first starred with Spider-Man and Iceman in the cartoon Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. And then they brought her into the comic universe. She was on the New Warriors. I think when my friend had those, I never read them. But I don't think I knew that. But I did remember that cartoon. I always liked that cartoon. Adam Warlock, he looks like a Doctor Strange villain. Or hero? These are superheroes. Iron Fist, he's like from the 70s with the Kung Fu. Banshee, X-Men. He just screams. Wow, the Speedball guy. His stats aren't that high. He's only got 1 strength, 2 speed, 1 agility. I wonder what Archie would have. 0, -1. Rogue. That X-Men, she was popular. The Invisible Woman. Beast. Ghost Rider. Yeah, not many more popular than the Ghost Rider in 1991. Did you know Ghost Rider can ride his flaming motorcycle straight up the sides of buildings? Now you do. Jubilee, she stole her costume color scheme from Robin of Batman and Robin fame. Megan, oh, She-Hulk. So my favorite, that's Arthur Adams, the artist. That's Arthur Adams. Arthur Adams, yeah, he's one of my favorite artists as well. The time period, there's an Arthur Adams Wolverine with the faces. It's Jennifer Walters. Wow, she's got lots of power. Yeah, Doctor Strange. Yeah, if you would have told me that there would have been a Doctor Strange movie in 1991, I wouldn't believe you. Because I thought he was lame. Wizards weren't cool. Even like vampires and werewolves and all that. It was like a huge fad, like I think in the 70s, or maybe early 80s, that people were sick of it seeming childish. But then it became big again. Storm, sometimes she was like total punk rocker. Sometimes she had a mohawk. We're not really there though. So the Arthur Adams art. Quasar, that's a lame superhero. It's like, I'm kind of like Superman. Kind of like generic guy, but I've got these quantum bands. Thor, this is when he was sporting a beard. I really didn't like Thor comics. Mostly because he spoke all, how art thou? Comic theft. And they were all like, I don't know, on the Rainbow Road. They were all in like spacey void land. I wanted my heroes grounded. Oh, there's Captain America. It's a good one with the Arthur Adams art. Hulk. Nick Fury. Cyclops. The Kingpin. He's a pretty popular villain. He's in a lot of stuff. Spider-Man. Daredevil. Venom. Yeah, he kind of took off that Venom. Even at this time, popular. It's back when Venom was Eddie Brock. I don't know if that's who he is now. Because they do lots of stuff there. Fing Fang Foom. Oh, these are the bad guys. When did I... Okay, so bad guys. Kingpin, Sabretooth, Super Skrull. The lamest supervillain ever. When I first saw him, I was like, what? That's so stupid. That's what I thought I mean, whatever. But as your target sort of young teen audience. That's Eric Larson on the back. Look at that. Oh, and that one. Eric Larson art. I like him. Mojo. This villain. He was like, what was that thing? Long Shot. I had that miniseries collected. And I bought it because the art was by Arthur Adams, this guy. And it was like, it was pretty neat. It was like pretty X-Men-ish. And that wasn't generally what I went after. Mojo. But it was kind of like a precursor to the reality TV thing that would be starting soon. And he lived on reality TV universe or something. It was filming it all. Sauron, Mysterio, Tombstone, Jigsaw. Thought he was kind of lame. That's a Spider-Man villain. But Fing Fang Foom, I bet he's from like the 40s, 60s, 61. Strange Tales. Later, I got a funny comic like the 2000s with Fing Fang Foom and other monsters from Marvel doing funny things. Dr. Octopus. That's with art by Eric Larson. he's smoking cigarettes. Dr. Octopus. He's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. In the comics, he married Aunt May. And they always sort of had a thing, which is funny. And Aunt May, well, yeah, like, and it wasn't through duress. Aunt May thought he was charming. The Absorbing Man, that's a good picture. He's kind of cool. The Rhino. The Rhino's a good, solid supervillain. Puma. This villain was in the very first, when I started collecting Spider-Man comics. I bought 2 the first time, and one of them starred Puma. It was a spectacular Spider-Man comic. Nebula. I think she was a shapeshifter. And the granddaughter of Master Villain Thanos. Death Watch. Total 90s. Villain, new villain. Yeah, 1990, real lame. The Hobgoblin. This was the new, I don't know, Hobgoblin 2, 3. Turned into a real demon, that's not a mask. Ultron. Calypso. She was brought back in the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man series. But she first appeared in 1980. There's Thanos. I think he's a big star. What's that, in the Avengers movies or something? Doctor Doom is cool. Really cool. Loki was lame. Red Skull. Even I... Well, that's classic Captain America villain, but I was always like, what's the deal? Like, is that a mask? What's up, man? So then they had these... I'm going to turn this around or something. Maybe open these. It's probably going to be loud. I'll try to be real quiet, like... There, look at that. So on these pages... It's arch enemies, like Spider-Man versus Venom, Silver Surfer versus Galactus. Almost all these have been turned into movies. Daredevil versus Elektra. The Skrulls, have they been in the movies? Sabretooth and Wolverine. Notice how there's only one Avengers card. Because people didn't like the Avengers, they were lame. Look at what is Kang. Even look at, they're not going to pull in the good artists for this card. Look at these. That's good one. Good one. We'll just have floating heads for this one. That's nice. Yeah, Spider-Man's got a lot of arch enemies. Dr. Octopus. Wolverine versus Hulk. This was when Hulk was gray and smart. Oh yeah, the Punisher and the Kingpin. They would always duke it out as well. X-Factor versus Apocalypse. Daredevil versus Bullseye. Who did that one? Is that Arthur Adams? No. That's a nice solid card. Is that Ron Lim? Fantastic Four versus Galactus. Oh, Death Watch. Yes, that's why I couldn't remember how I knew him. It's because he was the Ghost Rider. The most 90s. I mean, he was around before the 90s, but this reincarnation of the Ghost Rider was very 90s. Grim and Gritty versus the sword wielding. Okay. floating heads. It kind of looks like I've got all these cards. Because I did collect into like the next series, and I know I didn't get all those. And I even had a few from the one before this. They had a series 1990. And I only had like a few because I didn't even buy them. My friend got them from his cousin, the doubles or something. See, that makes it look good. If Arthur Adams did the comic, maybe I would have bought it. That one. Daredevil versus Kingpin. He gets around. Iron Man versus Mandarin. Yeah. Not on my radar. This is where it gets kind of fun. Yeah, let's see if I can close this quietly. There we go. These are the weapons. Daredevil's Billy Club. Thor's hammer. Captain America's shield. Spider-Man's web shooters. For some reason I had like another one of these cards just like kicking around forever. Maybe I was using it as a bookmark or something. They kind of got cool blueprinty things on the back. And I love this one. I've never read a comic with it. But I don't know. I don't know if I even would reference it, but it was the ultimate nullifier. Oh, and there's the Infinity Gauntlet. Again, another very lame storyline. I thought. And, my friends, it was totally, I don't know, not my bag. Unlucky they made it into the movie. I never saw it, so I can't. Iron Man's armor. Right down there with quasars, quantum bands. Who could forget? The quantum bands. Like, okay, Wolverine's claws, schnickety schnick. Mandarin's rings. Actually, I saw the one with the guy from Kim's Convenience. What's that guy? Jung. There's the new movie, Shang-Chi. I like that one. It's kind of kung fu-y. Maybe that's where this guy's from. I think so. Wait, that's my dog. She's getting old. And that's just her breathing. Bucky. Oh, so these are legends. These are like the few people who have died in comics and at this time hadn't been brought back yet. Is that true? Was Craven died? Did he die at the end of that story? Yes. What was that called? Like The Last Hunt or something? Yeah, of those. So like the Green Goblin died, Bucky died. Who even cares about Captain Marvel? Dark Phoenix, but that was her whole thing coming back. Craven. And the original Ghost Rider. So aside from him, it may be him because who knows about him. I know all four of these Return from the Dead. Oh, and the rookie cards. There's only a few rookies. Sleepwalker. I've got his rookie card. I bought those comics like well after. So Sleepwalker #1 came out in 1991. I probably bought it in like 2008, the first few. I think maybe I showed you those. They're kind of funny. Darkhawk, oh god. I got a couple of those because Venom was in it. And it kind of was after Venom was on this island. And he went to the island. It was new. It was bad. But it was cool to see Venom return. And who's this guy? Who can forget Rage? That rookie card must be worth a fortune. Looks like wrestler. Did you know only 13 years ago, Rage is the youngest member in the history of the Avengers? He's an Avenger. They put all the loser superheroes in the Avengers. You know, you just got to keep printing the characters or else, you know, you lose the copyright. So they just like, all right. And then sometimes they'd have to like, they had too many. Yeah, like case in point. Here, Avengers, there was 2. I say it wasn't popular, but there were 2 titles. But then I just did say, you gotta keep these characters in print or else you lose the copyright. So stick all the losers on West Coast Avengers. Let's see who we can name. Hawkeye. I love that new. I don't watch really the Avengers movies so much. I've seen maybe 1 or 2. I don't know, maybe I saw 1. But they made a Christmas special with him, a little miniseries, which is awesome. And he doesn't look anything like that. Like Lamo, who's that guy? And who are these chicks? These ladies. Not chicks. Those Avengers headquarters. And like, look at the original or the lineup on this one. That's Black Widow, who was not popular at the time. Vision. Like, who's that? Oh, he's her. It's all about the X-Men. 1991. So we're coming down to the end. We got Teams the New Warriors. See if I can remember. Who's that guy? Firestar, Namorita, Excalibur, X Factor. That was like X-Men Light. Well, actually, that's the original lineup for the X-Men. That's funny, they got booted off their own book because Wolverine and... Yeah. Where's the X-Men card? Oh, right here. We got, what's that guy's name? Gambit. Banshee. Psylocke. Storm. Havoc. And with the new, X Factor with the old. Oh no, it's the Masters of Evil. The Marauders. So these were the power ratings. So you can be like, oh, Spider-Man has 5 strength. I don't know if he does. Let's see how much he does. Spider-Man. Spider-Man has 4 strength. He's in superhuman class. Able to lift 2 to 10 ton range. It's pretty good. Oh, and they also would have... Oh, do I not have any holograms? This is my Todd McFarlane card collection from 1990. I just reprints from the comics there. But there it is. Look at that. I can't believe I have all these cards still. All perfectly preserved in plastic and in a binder. It was the extra ones. Yeah, I filled this up, and then any extras we would play and throw for fun. Well, thanks for joining me.